It's the divisional round of electric football.
Laddies, welcome to electric football.
Game of Thrones style now, where only the houses that are House Viking versus House 49er and Stuart Pace.
You know Steve Brown.
You know and nothing, Stuart Pace. All right, time to haver. Right. And if I haver, then I haver for you. Vikings, San Francisco. I'll start out on this one. I don't know if Kirk's fourth quarter throw to Thielen and his follow-up to Rudolph takes the choke monkey off of his back. It might. That was very unexpected.
And a picture-perfect pass.
With a little itty bit of a stiff arm by Rudolph on the
yeah,
touchdown.
But you know, you can't call that.
No, even the Saint guy was like, he looked at the ref, he was like, but he didn't expect to get that call. No, but I was very impressed. Our D dominated. Our offensive line dominated early, setting up Cook and Madison with some good runs. Mm-hmm. And then we started to do our choke. If Will Lutz had hit that halftime field goal, which should have never, bad special teams play, sets them up. We get Lutz into a short field goal. That's the kind of kick the Vikings miss and the other teams make. But this time it went our way. As a Viking fan, I find it very hard to believe it's going to go our way twice. The spread is us +7. I think we can cover, but I don't think we can win. Our DBs are just depleted. And even the guys that are playing, like Rhodes was like, I thought he broke his collarbone on that one hit. San Francisco's defensive line has been dominant. If you've watched this show, I believe even their losses were mostly good losses where, they were a play away from winning kind of thing.
Yeah.
I got San Francisco winning. I got the Vikes to cover. And if that happens, I win myself a T-shirt from a friend of mine named Joe. So that's what I'm going for. Stu?
Well, it seems the Vikings have the Saints number, but the one number they don't have is 49. Cook almost 100 yards rushing last week. Very impressive. I find it hard to believe he will accomplish that this week. The Niners D is listed as the number 2 defense, and they have the number 2 rushing team. So we need the Vikings to run a lot, and the Niners are going to run a lot here. The line right now is what?
7.
7.
Vikings +7.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
It might be 6.5. It might be 7. I've seen both.
Although the Vikings held Drew to 202 yards, which was a major accomplishment.
And put a hell of a lot of pressure on him.
And the big pass from the Saints was by Taysom Hill. It wasn't even by Drew Brees.
We couldn't stop Taysom Hill.
Nobody can.
I was hating Taysom Hill.
You can't stop Taysom Hill.
He's tackling. He's throwing.
He's the house on Haunted Hill.
It wasn't a touchdown pass, but he's throwing bombs. He's lead blocking. Yep. He's running. He's bringing the Gatorade out.
He is a bigger McCaffrey, I think.
He's a bigger freaking Tim Tebow. Or a faster Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Saints couldn't rush the ball, which was very good for the Vikings. And if they can do that to San Francisco, I'd be amazed. It's probably a lower scoring game than what a lot of people expect because I think the defenses are really going to tighten up and keep this close. But I will take San Francisco minus the 7. I just don't think the Vikings will be able to make that one last play this time. They had their annual win against the Saints. Taking the Niners.
So you got Niners to win and cover?
Yes.
Okay. Luke, Vikings or 49ers?
49ers, because I hate those Vikings.
There you go,
as
folks.
much as I hate them, I will give you guys a massage, so...
All right.
Well, I wouldn't say no.
Thank you for the massage. Next up, we've got Titans at Ravens. And
this is on TV.
All right, you can stop that one.
All right.
The Titans, I will tell you, I don't think anybody is saying this, but the Titans won that game on better punting. I mean,
that last punt, holy cow!
Brett Kearns pinned them down 2 or 3 times, whereas the New England Patriots punter kept, giving them touchbacks.
A couple shanks and short punts
and touchbacks, and all of a sudden you go, that's like 100 or 120 yards of field possession, position, not possession.
It didn't look like the Patriots were trying. Belichick didn't have his usual, grumbly mumbly face.
Well, he got double grenaded by Mike Vrabel.
But Brady also looked like he almost looked resigned that they were going to lose in the beginning. I wonder if there's something else going on there.
But they were so close. If Edelman makes that catch, which he makes 99 times out of 100, they're right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't like they were blown out of this thing or anything.
I can't believe that score held for the last, what, 50 minutes?
Better punting, a hell of a goal line stand with what's his name? Oh God, Rashad Evans, I think it was, or
Okay.
Jayon Brown.
I won't argue that because I don't know.
Number 54 for the Titans, just coming through and making stop after stop on the goal line, and better punting. A bobble by Edelman, and that game changes right there.
Derrick Henry was just out of his mind.
I agree with you. You kind of never see passion from the Patriots except for maybe like a Gronk now and again, or Brady on the sidelines. But there was none of that.
No, they kept showing Brady on the sideline like this, during the Titans' offensive series. I'm like, I know they sit down a lot because he's old, especially, but I just didn't see the, come on faces. They were just sort of like, I think we're going to lose this.
I'm with you. And you the opposite from Vrabel, he was pulling that, they called it the double grenade. He was pulling that nonsense with the take the penalty, delay of game.
Outsmart the outsmarted guy.
Then, whoops, I didn't mean to go forward before the snap.
Yep.
And then the Patriots make a mistake there, which is very un-Belichick-like. It was hopefully they close up that loophole, because who wants to watch, a minute and a half or 2 minutes of the game go off?
I certainly didn't.
Knowing they're going to do penalty after penalty. But it was interesting to see the teacher, the student, snatch the rock away from the master.
He took my mojo.
Yeah, very nice. But in this instance, Vrabel has to come up with a very complex defensive scheme to stop Lamar Jackson and to stop Mark Ingram, and then to be aware of the deep shots or the passes to the great tight ends. Whereas the Ravens have to stack the line and say, Tannehill, you're not winning this game with 50 yards in passing. Derrick Henry, if you can run through all of us, God bless you, come do it.
And that's the one thing Belichick didn't do. And I said last week, all they got to do is stop Henry, and it certainly would have been all they had to do, because Tannehill did nothing.
Saying it and doing it is a hard thing with the guy. They were talking about Derrick. He's like 6'4", 240. He runs like a 4.4. It's ridiculous.
He's got that little turbine in the back. I think it shoots fire and keep him going. It's like the Batmobile.
It's like he's hiding a raccoon under his helmet. Honestly, if that thing had stripes on it, I would swear there was animal cruelty involved in this thing. So anyway, if you have to come up with a complex plan like Vrabel does, am I going to spy on this down? How am I going to mix up my coverages to confuse him with exotic packages? How many DBs are we going to run out there? Honest to God, are we going to have like a 2 defensive lineman, 5 linebacker set? You know what I mean?
I know.
The more complex you make it, the less you've played it during the season, the less you've practiced it, the more likely it is to break down. So I like the Ravens to win this game, but I think the Titans have the strategy. The right mix of good players on all three. Special teams especially, which is underappreciated by far, to keep this thing close. So once again, I'm going to go home team Ravens to win, Titans to cover. 9.5 is a big spread in a divisional round.
It's big. You're now facing the number 2 offense in Baltimore and their number 4 defense. So you outsmarted the defense of the Patriots, but their offense was pathetic all season long and continued to be so in this playoff game. And the Ravens are going to do what Belichick failed to do, which is stop Henry. And that's all they need to do. What Tennessee will have to figure out is, and no one has yet, is how to stop Baltimore's running. The stats are Mark Ingram had 1,018 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson had 1,206. Gus Edwards had 711.
Gus the Bus.
Justice Hill had 225. They had over 3,000 yards rushing as a team this year, which is just stunning. And it's not one guy. It's mixed nicely amongst 3 guys. So who do you cover? I don't think Tennessee has the team defense built to stop this. What's interesting, though, is that the Ravens are the number 1 rushing team and Tennessee is number 3. But with Tennessee, it's all one guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And you only have to key on him. So if you're counting on Ryan Tannehill to throw 5 touchdowns to win this game, you are in bad shape. I think Tennessee loses big. I am taking the Ravens.
When you have a quarterback breaking Michael Vick's record and making him look slow of foot compared to you, that's tough to deal with. I don't know how long that's going to work for the Ravens, but
I don't know.
I think it's going to work this week.
Oh, I certainly think it's going to work this week.
Luke, Titans or Ravens, buddy?
Ravens. Also, let's give our viewers some advice on gambling to get more of them.
No, let's not.
No,
Let's stop.
please.
Okay, one piece of gambling advice.
All right, so
He's
we're going to
42
talk
years
about
old.
sports betting. So just make sure that you know about sports. I mean, you don't want to walk into a sports betting place and be like, what team should I bet?
I'll take the Rolling Stones -5.
On their steel wheels
What?
tour. All right. Thank you for my illegal sports betting advice from
Sports
a
betting is
juvenile.
illegal. You should be
Not in
illegal.
New Jersey, it's
We
not.
bet potato chips here at the Electric Football Show.
Hunting human beings is going to be legal in New Jersey shortly. We need the money. We need tax revenue. Come play the most dangerous game here in the Garden State. Anyway, we've got
Let's hunt humans.
Texans at KC, and why don't you go ahead, Steve?
All right, first I want to talk about the Clowney head hit.
Clowny head hit. He's got a clowny head.
What do you think of that? What was your opinion?
When I first saw it, I thought, well, that's unfortunate. And then I heard Bart Scott, who I'm not a huge fan of on the radio. He's jumping from the Fan to ESPN, the ex-Ravens and Jets linebacker. And he was talking about, to make that hit normally, going down on a guy, that sounds horrible.
Wow.
Going down on a guy from behind, you have to, excuse me, folks, because I'm juvenile. You would normally hit with your face mask, so you really have to work to get the crown of your helmet down there to hit him. And he hit him with the crown of his helmet.
Yeah, I thought he did one of these at the end, and I'm getting 50-50 reactions from people. Some people are like, hey, the guy was falling. It was kind of the momentum of the whole body. But, and granted, in live speed, at first glance, when you're a referee watching the game, you probably missed it because it was quick. But, these are the kind of penalties they can go back and review, from what I understand. And nobody took a look at that. I thought it was on. Anyway.
When a linebacker, though, with that kind of experience is telling you that you have to physically work hard to hit that way, I'm listening to Bart Scott on this. I think it was a dirty hit now.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, Texans won this game in October. Hyde had 116 yards or so rushing. This might even be closer than a touchdown score. That is, if O'Brien doesn't make stupid decisions like he did Sunday. 4th and short, and they're in field goal range, which would create a touchdown opportunity only for Tennessee to win, Buffalo to win, and they go for it and they don't get it, and now you're only up 3 with a minute and change left. I was screaming at the television, and I couldn't understand what that would happen. I thought it was moronic.
He was texting at me, and I kind of disagreed because you could win the game right there, and Deshaun Watson is hard to stop when you need like a yard. So,
and he was easy to stop.
I could see that call. The other one in there, though, was it's 4th and 27, and you're the Bills with 3 timeouts. Like, Josh Allen, it looks like somebody said it. I don't know. I couldn't name who said it. Whoever said it, you deserve credit. They said you could see the crazy in Josh Allen's eyes in the second half. So,
and then throwing a bomb to your fullback. What was that? Late in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
He throws a bomb to a
DeMarco, known for his deep threat.
And he's like, I thought I was just clearing space, man. 2 guys following me.
If you got 2 guys covering the fullback deep, there's got to be a better option
and
underneath.
And you could tell because he jumped up and he was like a minute early, and he was just suspended there going, please get here.
He jumped up, landed, jumped up again, and landed before the ball got there.
Anyway, the Chiefs need Damian Williams to really step it up and run in this game, and you have to keep the O on the field and limit Watson's chances to even have an opportunity. Fuller being out, really hampered the Texans' offense, and you could see they really weren't doing anything against Buffalo. He has to play, and I don't know what his status is. It's Tuesday night, and my furnace isn't working. But they got to keep the Chiefs honest, otherwise they'll just double Hopkins, and Houston's going to end up with the same situation where they aren't able to score. I will take the Chiefs. I think it's closer than the bookies are picking. I take Houston getting the 9, but the Chiefs win.
I love 2 guys on the Texans, and I say that unabashedly. I love Deshaun Watson for what he did at Clemson, for what a good guy he is, and how freaking magical he is in moments when the play breaks down. I wish we were texting back and forth, and I actually, you're not going to believe, I started to text this earlier in the game, and it was Matt Milano misses or bounces off of more tackles than anybody I've ever seen. But something else came up. And at the end of the game, Neal and Milano do the Malachi crunch, and Deshaun Watson just like
shakes him off
and makes the play that wins the game.
It was a great play.
And I love J.J. Watt. I thought it was a mistake for him to come back, but he turned the momentum of that game.
Mm-hmm.
He saved the season with that sack, and he played way more plays than I expected him to because he had torn a pec. And they go into overtime, and every play I was just waiting to see Watt like go down. He is a monster.
I bite my nails when I'm out for a week.
Honest to God, it was impressive, but it's not going to matter because they had trouble containing Josh Allen. They're not going to be able to contain Mahomes. Way better offensive team. It's going to be a bit of a shootout, but in a shootout, you don't like the Texans against the Chiefs. I mean, this is what was that? Little Bighorn, as far as I'm concerned. Mahomes,
Andy Reid in the playoffs.
Mahomes is Crazy Horse, and Watson and Bill O'Brien is Custer. Like, he's a general leading his troops.
I need 15 guys. 15.
I can wipe out the Sioux with 15 guys and a bottle of brandy. So I like the Chiefs to both win and cover. I don't think this one's going to be competitive.
Okay.
Luke, Cowboys or Indians in this case?
What?
Texans or Chiefs?
Oh, I get it. Texans, because it's time to get emotional, everyone. Where's them?
Yeah, we miss him. Okay, buddy, it's okay. He's okay.
He's come out of his shell from the first show we've ever done.
Tim is gonna.
I will tell you.
Tim is gonna be back with us hopefully soon. And Tim, if you are watching this, we do miss you. Come on back and do some picks.
Yeah, come on back.
We know you're in.
Over here.
We know you're in mourning because the Patriots dynasty is officially over. But we would love to have you back.
interviewing for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
You know what? You did such a good job with that last game. Seahawks, Packers. Go, Stu.
Oh, well, thank you. Okay, Seattle, your season ends here.
Yeah.
Your D is terrible. You have no worthy running game, no worthy running back, and you are on the road again. The Packers will be rested, but they aren't a juggernaut. They're healthy, which helps, and they will struggle to run. But Rodgers should be able to make enough happen in this game. Aaron Jones is a threat, and he keeps the play action honest, which is all that Aaron Rodgers needs. If you got to stay in to cover Jones, then he can pick you apart here. Travis Homer gained 12 yards on the ground for Seattle, and I thought Miami had a pathetic running game.
Don't.
That's not going to stupid Texans. Oh, that was wrong. That was the wrong team. Anyway, it's not going to do it. The Packers are going to win this, and they're going to win it at least by 10, my opinion.
You know, it just dawned on me. We were talking about the Clowney head hit in the Texans-Chiefs game.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to talk about it before we got
to the Seattle Packer game.
Yeah.
Okay, because Clowney plays for Seattle now.
I know. I just wanted to get it in. I wrote it in the middle of my notes because I wanted to not forget about it.
It seemed so natural, and then I'm thinking, wait a minute, he's not with the Texans anymore. Anyway, I'm with you completely. Before last week, I would have thought Seattle had a very good chance to go on the road and win this game. I'm not that impressed by the Packers' offense this year. Their defense has carried them in a lot of spots. So I think it's going to be a close game. I think this is a very accurate spread. I think this is the best spread we're looking at this week with the 4. But Seattle against Philadelphia, who was playing JV wide receivers and who lost Wentz, and Cade McCown, whose Wikipedia says former NFL quarterback, went in there and completed like 80% of his passes against them. Oh, Josh McCown, sorry. Now, why the hell did I look up Cade McCown?
I don't know.
Are they
because
related?
he's a retired NFL player.
I got the wrong. I Wikipedia'd the wrong McCown. Oh, don't point that out.
Bob McAllister didn't play.
Anyway, which McCown was it? Josh McCown, who has very good hair. The Jets had the best hair of quarterbacks.
You know what? And he looks like Max Headroom. If all he had were those sunglasses and did that staticky, like...
Hopefully you were around in the 80s to get that reference. But here, if any McCown, whoever they were, was able to pick apart, the defense, retired McCowns, if they were able to do that, then you have to expect Aaron Rodgers, even with a fairly depleted wide receiver core himself, to be able to make big plays against them. The Packer D has been better than it's really not ever, but better than it's been in a very long time.
Yeah.
And I expect them to smother the limited beast mode. It was nice to see him beast mode his way in for one touchdown.
It was.
But he's not going to go for 125, 150 and let Seattle control
He
this
just
game.
looks fat.
He had too many Skittles.
And I don't think he cares.
So I think he's happy to get this moment. I don't blame him. But I like Green Bay to win and cover by about 3. Luke,
Really? Only 3? Okay.
yeah, I think it's a pretty good spread. Actually, I thought the other spreads were too big, to be perfectly frank.
I could be perfectly Kate.
Yeah, I could be one of the McNown brothers. Luke, Seattle or Green Bay, buddy?
Was there a Luke McCown?
I think there was a Luke McCown,
What?
former NFL quarterback.
Let's go to Luke McCown on the back.
Yeah. All right. Green Day. I mean,
Green Day.
No, not Green Day.
Great band.
Packers.
Are you with us? Are you with us?
No,
He
Packers. I don't know
picked
why
the
I
Rolling
just-
Stones and now he picked Green
No,
Day.
Packers. Because the thing when I was laughing before, and what's that noise?
Somebody's getting a phone
That's
call.
my phone.
Hurry
All
up,
right.
wrap it
Don't
up.
answer
Stu's
it.
got a call coming in.
All right, that's
So you're picking Green Bay.
yeah.
All right. Electric football. We may give you the wrong names. We may give you the wrong teams. We may give you the wrong advice, but we're trying real freaking hard.
And this was a short one. Goodbye. See you next week.